Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Candyland, a recently released independent slasher film about a group of sex workers at a truck stop who start dying to a killer that I'm not going to spoil for you yet. But needless to say, creepy religious cults are involved. So this movie comes with all of the warnings. It is a slasher movie, so it is brutal as all. There are deaths up the wazoo, but the thing that really needs a warning is that there's a lot of sexual violence in this movie.
Yep.
A lot of it. So know that going in, or at the very least, if that's going to be a problem for you, look up what happens in the movie first and then decide for yourself if you can handle it, because this is a very intense slasher movie. This isn't like an 80s style slasher movie. This feels more like French Extremity, you know?
Yeah.
High tension.
Closer to that.
Inside, movies like that. It's very intense. You're gonna look at this movie, look at the poster, look at the premise, and you're gonna think this is gonna be like Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. It's not. It's not.
It's not.
This is a very serious slasher film. And we're talking about characters that live a very brutal life as it is. Some of the more horrifying elements of this movie don't even come from the slasher killer, but from some of the Johns that these characters have to encounter, or their pimp that they have.
Yeah, all the trigger warnings about like sexual abuse and violence.
Mm-hmm. But the thing I really love about this movie isn't even its intensity, though I love its intensity. The thing I really love about this movie is that this has some of the most likable protagonists in a slasher movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's a bunch of truck stop prostitutes, they are the most likable characters you will ever see in a slasher film.
Yeah.
You will find yourself watching them and just dreading the idea that any of them are going to die. And I was sitting there the entire time going, I know that this is a slasher movie. People are going to start dying, but I don't want any of these characters to die.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, they're actually pretty decent. They're normal people.
So this is not a slasher movie that you sit down to watch the fun kills, though there is some brutal fucking kills in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching this movie with dread. This is a slasher movie where you're actually afraid for the characters.
Yeah.
You're actually scared of what might happen to them.
Because, like, the identity of the killer is revealed pretty early on.
Yeah, it's revealed pretty early on. You even start feeling for them, the slasher killer, as well as the victims of the slasher killer.
It's a really good movie.
It's a fantastic
It's a really good movie.
This is definitely one of the best slasher films I've ever seen. Not on the slasher scale, on the normal movie scale.
On the more, yeah.
Like you have the slasher scale, and like some of the best slashers are like, you know, things like Terrifier 2. They're very fun, they're very crazy, they're wild. You're not taking them too seriously. This movie is deadly serious.
Yes.
And this is a movie that's just good on the normal movie scale. You can put it up against something like Taxi Driver and go like, oh this is a quality film.
Good. Yeah. Like Taxi Driver or Joker.
Well, it's that kind of grittiness.
It is.
It's that kind of grittiness, and also that level of character study, but not just a character study of the killer, though there is that.
Oh yeah, but there is that.
But also a character study of the victims. And
yeah, you get to know these people pretty well.
Yeah, you do. You do, in a way that you normally don't in a movie like this.
Yeah, because usually it's just like, I'm Shelby, I'm the funny one.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and they do have those kind of archetypes at the beginning, like, okay, that's the goofy one. Okay, that's the more serious one. Okay, that's the that's the badass chick or whatever. But as the movie goes on, they're very much three-dimensional characters.
Yeah,
like, you learn,
and it's very clear that they care about each other.
Exactly. Like you learn about the insecurities of the goofy character. You learn about what the badass chick cares about. Like you learn about all these characters' little intricacies before they end up dying. So it's heart-wrenching when they do.
Yeah, the movie also has some really good fake outs.
Oh, it does. It does.
You know,
there are multiple times.
There are a lot of times that you're like, I know exactly what is going to happen. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, that's not what's going to happen.
By the end of the movie, I had just given up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to be able to figure out where this is going, right?
Yeah, I just have to watch it.
I just have to watch it and see where it goes. It's also a movie filled with complicated relationships. Characters that are friends, so to speak, with other characters, but their dynamic is transactional. But there's also some care that's actually there, but there's also abuse there. It's not a movie that is built on simple black and white binaries.
Oh God, no! Especially when you get to the cop played by one of the Baldwin brothers. William Baldwin.
Yeah, the cop.
Yeah,
the William Baldwin cop. Yeah, who the entire time I didn't realize was a Baldwin, but I kept saying this Alec Baldwin looking motherfucker.
Yeah,
and it turns out he's a Baldwin.
There are times when he's like a really good person, and times when he's just a fucking prick.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and the movie really, really, really loves to play in that gray zone.
And you're sitting there not knowing which direction he's going to go as the movie goes on, because you're not sure how much of his like care is genuine and like.
Yeah.
But he's abusive.
Yeah, you know that for a fact.
You know, but you also don't know if he's the abusive character who at the end of the day might save the day. You don't know.
Yeah, it's that kind of movie. Mm-hmm. Everyone feels very, very, very real.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that makes the movie so good, but also why the movie might be uncomfortable for some people.
Oh, yeah. It's a very uncomfortable watch, but it's a good kind of discomfort.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It reminds me a lot of 70s movies.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like 70s
like
raw.
Candy Snatchers or
fucking... Yeah. Like even like Deer Hunter and shit like that. Like these kind of like very raw, real, gritty movies.
Yeah, Deer Hunter, the like... Wait a minute. How am I supposed to feel about this?
Yeah. Like movies that don't hold your hand and don't like establish clear good guys or bad guys.
There's usually a clear antagonist.
Yeah.
There's usually not a clear hero.
So if you're looking for a truly unique slasher movie that exists in this eternal gray area that is both brutal, uncomfortable, but really good, check out Candyland. It is currently available on various streaming platforms to rent or to buy. If you're at all interested in it, be sure to check it out. I'll probably include an Amazon affiliate link in the description below, as I normally do if it's available on Amazon. And if you click that link and buy or rent it through that link, you will be giving me a kickback, which is always nice. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, we are going to move on to the spoilers.
Oh yeah, one more thing before we move on to spoilers. Yeah. It's got... the girl from It Follows.
That's true. That's true. One of the It Follows actresses is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And now we move on to the spoilers. Okay, so the major spoiler for this movie is that the killer, it's revealed really early on, but the killer is a character who, at the beginning of the movie, you're led to believe has escaped this religious cult that lives nearby.
Yeah.
And she kind of joins these girls and starts to assimilate into their prostitute lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it becomes very clear when she meets her first John and fucking murders him that she's actually a murderer, and the bodies that have been piling up at this truck stop are a result of her.
Yeah.
And it becomes very clear that she believes that she's going to purge all these people of their sins through death. But she's a very messy character because you care about her, but you also hate her.
Yeah. Because she's betraying all these characters.
Yeah.
You know?
And you also care about like her relationship with these characters, but she also clearly cares about them, but she also feels like she needs to do this. It's very messy.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, she's killing them to save their souls.
Yeah.
And so you're watching a person who has absolutely no understanding of how fucked up this actually is.
Oh, yeah.
Even though she's just doing it with gusto.
Yeah.
Because she's just full of the fervor. She got the spirit.
But to throw you off while this is all happening, you also have characters that are encountering other characters that might lead you to believe they're going to be the slasher killers. Like you have the male prostitute that's part of this friend group of prostitutes.
Who is the actor from My Heart Only Beats When You Tell It To.
There you go.
Yeah.
He meets a John that basically beats the shit out of him and rapes him.
Yeah.
But
that scene didn't go where you thought it was going to go.
And for a second, you thought, like, okay, this is going to be the slasher killer, because this is before they've truly revealed that she's going to be killing everyone. Yeah. And no, that scene ends with him just fucking murdering that
murdering
dude.
the guy. And you're just like, oh.
And this is and this is the scene, because before this scene, when we met the cop character, he basically sexually harasses the shit out of the dude.
Yeah.
It's very obvious he gets off on this dude and that he's used this dude multiple times. He does shit like brings a dildo that's way too big for the guy to use and doesn't care what damage it does to him. And it's just like, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And you're going to do it because I'm a cop. And so go ahead.
Yep.
And so you've met this abusive cop guy, but then the cop shows up when this guy murders the dude that's raped him and just covers it up. Just like, no, that's fine. We're just not going to report this. We'll just take this body away and you'll be fine, because on some level he cares about this guy.
Yeah.
And not just in a transactional way, because as the movie goes on, he literally weeps when he finds the guy's dead body later.
Yeah. He's actually emotionally attached to him.
Like, he's actually attached to him.
Yeah, he's an abusive guy, but he's also emotionally attached, which is interesting.
But he's like also just completely fucked. Like, there's a point when he's taking the guy to the hospital, or maybe it's the police station. I can't remember. He's taking him to one of the places, and the guy is distraught because he just got raped and brutalized.
Oh, yeah.
And then he tries...
No, they're going to bury the body.
They're going to bury the body, that's right. And he tries to sleep with the guy in the car while that's happening, and the poor victim guy is just like, wait, no, not now, just not now. And then he just starts saying, fuck you, how dare you. But then he goes and buries the body for him anyway. So it's a very messy, complicated fucking relationship going on here. But you know one thing, it is abusive, but you also understand why they keep him around, why they put up with it.
Yeah.
It's very fucked. It's very fucked.
Yeah, it's very complicated. It's very messy.
Same thing with the relationship with the pimp, aka the madam, because the pimp in this movie is a lady, and she operates just like every other pimp does in reality.
Yeah.
She love bombs people to lure them in, and then once they're in, it's you better get me money or you're gonna not have a roof over your head. You know?
Yeah.
Basically, they become dependent on the charitability of the pimp.
Yeah.
In order to sustain themselves. And we watch as she does the love bomb thing and luring in of the former cult character.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that is I love the parallel of someone from a creepy cult meeting a pimp, because it's the same tactics.
Yeah. It's the same stuff. The major difference is you do get the feeling that, unlike the cult, she could leave this at any time. The madam is not going to run after her. It's just going to be like, no. I mean, I want you to stay here and make money, but if you're going to leave, I'm not chasing after you.
And I thought that was like a great moment of like social commentary in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Was the paralleling of the pimp and the cult, which I thought was a really...
Yeah, it was really cool. There are a couple of murders in bathrooms that are really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are really good.
The first murder that really like hurt on like a gut level was when she stabs that one girl that just thinks she's on her period.
Yeah.
And she like turns around and stabs her.
Yeah.
And it's one of the girls that she's befriended and like she actually cares about and actually cares about her.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, because up until that point, she had been murdering Johns. She'd been murdering...
Yeah. She's murdering people that you might not feel that bad about.
You don't really feel that bad about, or
you feel a little bit weird about the first guy, because you're like, even though he's a sleazy John, you're like, this guy wasn't actually a threat.
True, yeah.
You know?
True, yeah.
So, but I mean, the funny thing is after she kills that guy, for the rest of the fucking movie, his body is under that bed.
Yep.
And that becomes hilarious.
I will say this, him being a priest.
Oh yeah, big hypocrite.
Did make me go like, well, maybe you deserve this to a certain extent because you're a massive hypocrite. Because I doubt that you preach this is okay in your church, right?
Right, exactly.
Not in this town, right?
Oh, no. No. But as far as, like, physical danger, he was pretty harmless.
Oh, yeah, true.
You know, like, that was...
But that's not even the first one. The first one is one that happens off screen with the dude in the bathroom.
That's the point.
With his eyes cut out or stabbed.
Yeah, you have no idea what happened there.
No.
You have no idea what happened there, because that's the first body anyone finds.
Yeah. And it turns out she's not even a victim. As the movie goes on, you find out that she actually left the cult because the cult was split into two minds. There is the let's kill ourselves and go into heaven, and then there's the let's take other people with us.
Yeah.
And she's in the let's take other people with us.
Yeah, because that
camp.
was her mother's side of the cult.
So she basically has decided that she's going to kill herself at the end of this, drink the Kool-Aid, so to speak. But she's going to purify some souls along the way, and what better souls to purify than a bunch of prostitutes at a truck stop?
Yeah.
So she's infiltrated this truck stop to murder them one by one. And spoilers, she does. She murders everyone.
Everybody.
With the exception of the cop who shows up and thinks that she's like a victim and tries to take her back to her family. So that's where we discover all the bodies and they've all killed themselves.
Yeah.
But they didn't wait for her, and she's pissed off about this.
Yeah.
And so there's this great moment where she realizes she's all alone.
Sorry.
And do you want to do the honors here?
Yeah, this is where the movie becomes genius. And it just becomes like so beautifully mean, which is basically she stabs herself, starts bleeding to death, looking up at the ceiling. We start pulling back, and then all of a sudden you start hearing, "Hey now, hey now."
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my
I lost it at that moment. The entire movie's building up to that funny punchline.
Yeah, this is what we've been building up to, this one punchline. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this movie's genius.
Well, I love it because it's a character who does all this, and he gets to the end and realizes it's all for nothing. And it's just
yeah. All your family's dead. Everyone you could potentially cared about, fucking dead. You killed them all. Congratulations. Fuck off.
And you know what? The cop lived, but the cop's traumatized for life now, and I think he deserves that.
Oh, yeah, he definitely deserves that.
He deserves that.
He deserves
trauma.
that part, definitely.
But all those characters that died, every one of the prostitutes when they die, I felt it. You know?
Yeah. Even the kind of bitchy one.
Oh yeah, because they felt like a genuine friend group that happened to be co-workers in prostitution.
Yeah.
And I like that they were raw and real, and they talk candidly about things that you don't see people talk candidly about in movies because ratings and shit. You know?
Oh God. Yeah, exactly.
So they felt realer than characters in movies normally feel.
Well, yeah, because like, you know, how to put it, like the whole talking about like condom use and prostitution.
Yeah.
And how you're in a really difficult position because like you're depending on this person for money, but at the same time, this is your shield from some of the worst aspects of what could happen, but they want you to not do it, and maybe it's okay.
Weird relationship dynamic between a John and a prostitute.
Yeah.
Because in normal capitalist circumstances, there's the whole customer is always right kind of idea, and you're working for me, I'm paying my money, you do what I want.
Yeah.
But in prostitution scenarios, that leads to straight up abuse real fast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like it does in normal scenarios.
Yeah, but it gets even worse.
But it's much clearer when we're dealing with prostitution.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Clear.
You can tell like how abusive it actually is.
Yeah.
And this movie has that in spades.
Oh, yeah.
Like it explores that in spades.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. This is a great movie.
It's a great movie. This is a fantastic slasher film. It's truly unique. You're not going to have seen any slashers that are quite like it, and you should check it out and see it for yourself. But again, look up what happens in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
If you think any of that's going to be a problem for you. That way you can make an informed decision.
Right. Now, something we didn't mention, but it seems like a minor thing to mention after all the other actual warnings. A lot of full frontal nudity.
The final girl, so to speak, even though there's technically no actual final girl in this movie that you're first introduced to, like you see her fully naked, like in the first like 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. She's taking a shower and she's not like sexy showering. She's like, okay, get this off. God damn it. Like, scratch.
What I like about it is that it's very candid nudity.
Oh, super.
Like you're not turned on by it because like so much of it is in this context of downtrodden, abused people.
Yeah, it's not a peep show.
Yeah.
It's not there for titillation. They're naked because they're changing clothes, they're taking a bath, or it's very
candid.
Yeah, it's super candid and super like I guess candid is the right word. Yeah.
What this movie reminds me of is movies like I Spit on Your Grave that would be labeled as an exploitation film, but is actually something a little bit more artsy.
Yes.
This isn't super artsy or anything, but it feels,
I wouldn't even say it's as intense as I Spit on Your Grave.
No.
But it's not.
But it's a movie that would totally be labeled on the shelf as exploitation, but is not.
Correct. I agree with that.
Anyway, my fellow Gorehounds, I love this movie. Check it out for yourself. And where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Oh, you can find me at Twitch at Count_Jackula. Follow me there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CountingJack. And you can also find me on find me on Instagram at Satanic Jackula. All right, what about you?
Y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Mastodon, on Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way. And if you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below with the hashtag extra 40 for raw dog. Hashtag extra 40 for raw dog. That way I know. That way Jack knows. You watch this vlog all the way through. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, peace out, and I'll catch y'all later.
Extra 40 for raw dog.
I think I broke Jack.